I'm Evan Hammer. I founded Smart Host with these guys about a year ago, and we built a pricing engine for vacation rentals. And I'm not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about real estate data, which is the underpinning of all this stuff and how terrible it is. So, quick definition: what's data? It's just a definition just for this talk. It's a representation or description of the real world, and typically it's based on knowing how the world actually works. And real estate data in particular is terrible. It shouldn't be surprising. For most of human history, all data was terrible. We used to think the world was flat. We had no clue how light worked. Most things that happened around the planet were a total surprise to us. But now we've come to expect more. Yet real estate properties still haven't really hit that bar yet. Let's say you go check out a property online. You see it's beautiful, the wood paneling is awesome, it's spacious, and you're feeling really great about it. And then you go to the actual property, right? And you are totally disappointed. And so the question is, why this happened to me? You've been a victim of terrible real estate data. That's really the problem here. And you're used to that not being a problem. Let's say you wanted, instead of an apartment, you wanted a yoga ball, right? You go to Amazon, you'd be like, oh, there's a blue yoga ball. It's a yoga ball, color, blue, size, 2 feet. You'd order it, and then you'd get a yoga ball. And you wouldn't be surprised at how terrible it was. And Amazon uses 2 types of trust to make that experience good for us. One is accurate data. That means a real perception of what the world's going to be like. So in this case, that's not a grape Jolly Rancher. It might be a watermelon, it might be a strawberry Jolly Rancher. It's definitely not a grape Jolly Rancher. That's been mislabeled. That's a common problem. And the other thing is consistency. Like the sun rising, we need to know what to expect and then actually get it repeatedly. So humans have gotten better at this over the century. And we have a few tools that we use to come up with good data. One is standardization. So it used to be, once again, that you have to go and describe exactly what kind of shoe you needed, and you have to go to a cobbler. I think a cobbler is the name of a shoe maker. And to make it for you. Now there's standards, right? There's like the size of your foot, width and length. There's styles of shoes, right? You can have photos of those shoes. And we've created a model of what your foot is and what a shoe is to make that data easier for you to predict the future, for you to get your expectations met. And that's paired with another thing, it's consistency. And we use really brands and reputations around this. If you're relying on a person or a company or a government, right, you depend on their reputation and their brand so that you can get what you expect to get. So we have all these tools, but with real estate data, it isn't working out so well. And one of the reasons is it's kind of obvious, but it's just hard to describe things. Like this place, like you have these crazy stairs, and you have a certain pattern on the roof. And you can try to describe this, but can you really ever do a great job of conveying that? And then you have people who are particularly trying to mislead you. I mean, you've opened a Craigslist, and you just have no faith when you go to a place that's actually going to be like it is. So it's losing all of the accuracy and the consistency. But there are certain companies who are starting to overcome it. And we've seen that in the vacation rental space, Airbnb, HomeAway, Flipkey, these companies have done actually a great job with brand. So when you go to one of their places, you made a decision online, you get there, and it's actually how you think it's going to be. Part of that is they depend on reviews. But the other part is they really depend on photos, which is great when a human being is looking at the photos, right? If you see a photo, you can visualize it. But it's not great if your computer. Computers can't really process photos that well. So far, Airbnb and all these companies rely on you as a human being comparing photos and making decisions. But what we'd love if there was a computational way to actually understand the underlying data, right? Understand that these are bears and how they're different from each other. And you might say, okay, is that really a big deal? But once you can make not just one decision as a human, but millions of decisions as a computer, it really empowers you to understand what's different and similar about properties. So here's what I'm going to leave you with an example of, let's say we actually had good real estate data, what it would be like. So right now, if you want to search for an apartment, you put in a few characteristics, number of bedrooms, maybe location, and then you have thousands of results and none of them are really useful to you. But with good data, you wouldn't search for characteristics. You would say, hey, these are 3 or 4 addresses that I like. I've been to those places before in the real world. They're great. And we would be able to connect all those addresses to other apartments based on how similar they were. So instead of that terrible experience, you have a Google search where all the apartments that filter up were things that you actually liked. So that's the reason why we should make real estate data less terrible.